We are live, Rhea,
Yay!
on Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yay. Yeah.
Oh wow, it's the weather here is beautiful
Mm,
and it's a nice day. I was just checking out the parade a little bit and it's still, it's still exciting. Even though I live here in New York, it's still exciting to see the parade. And it's exciting to know that, you've got people coming from all over the country to participate in the parade and they're excited.
yeah.
So it's a great day and it's really great because the weather's cooperating. It's about, I think, like 50 degrees here. So, I mean, we've
Wow.
seen those parades where the winds were supposed to be a bit very active today, but it looks like they're holding off a bit. So we're not having the breezy day they were expecting because that wreaks havoc with with the not so much the floats, but the balloons. So
Yes. Yes. That's
so
always
yeah,
a
but
concern.
it's a great day. So how are you? Where are you?
I'm great. I'm in Charleston, so spending Thanksgiving with my daughter and her husband, who would have thought she's like the greatest host in the world. Like beautiful. Everything
Oh, well,
everything is
good.
very nice. My son's on his way down here now. Chris
Oh,
to
good.
the airport. So yeah, it should be a great day. So where are you going today? What are you up to?
We are going to, I am having dinner with one of our Tune In Tuesday watchers.
Oh,
my
who?
former my former neighbor. So,
Oh, that's
but she
nice.
also watches us on Tune In Tuesday too. So,
You never
Chris,
know.
Christina. So we started dinner with them, back when they were living with us, living down the street 5 years ago.
Hmm.
Well, we were doing it more than 5 years ago, but they moved 5 years ago. So we just continued the tradition. So we go to their place. They're only 20 minutes from here, but it's
Nice.
always nice. And then her sister comes in, and her sister's family, and we have lots and lots of food and lots of good times. So happy about that. Looking forward to it.
That's
And
the
I
best.
did the good thing like you yesterday, where I did most of my cooking yesterday, so that this morning I was able to, and this is part of self care. Well, there's a
Hmm.
lesson in that. It's
Yeah.
as part of self care, doing things so that we don't put ourselves under an unreasonable amount of stress. And then we've also in the past talked about perspective, and we
Hmm.
talked about our holiday meals and how not to get completely wrapped up in
Yeah.
what happens, and learning to improvise. I saw a posting from a friend of mine who said that he's out of town cooking dinner. They didn't have a rolling pin, and he needed a rolling pin, but he was able to use an asparagus can.
See?
So you do what you need to do. It's still the joy of the day that's most important, and you really just cannot let these little things steal your joy. You cannot
Right.
let that happen. So
Exactly.
so
Exactly.
good.
And so on Thanksgiving, one of the
Yes.
things, and I put a post on Facebook about this, but there is such like this power in Thanksgiving that if you
Yes.
can tune into the frequency, the energy of gratitude when so many
Mm-hmm.
people in the world are grateful at once,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? And so there's a power in that energy. And although, people are grateful different days, on Thanksgiving, people tend to focus more on gratitude. And I would really challenge people today to put yourself in that place of that energy and feel it,
Mm-hmm.
that power of so many people at once being grateful. And if
And
we could tune into that,
yes,
oh,
if we were able to do that daily, there's great power. There's great power. I read that gratitude is the oil of our brain.
Mhm.
Keeps us going, keeps us moving, and how important gratitude and we talk about gratitude and thankfulness synonymously. Uh, I heard a sermon on Sunday where the minister talked about thankfulness. Actually, added gratitude was
Mm, yes. Uh-oh. Um, I don't know if Rhea is gone or if I'm gone too. If somebody can post who you see right now, that would help me a lot. Okay. So Rhea was talking about tuning into that gratitude, but also putting action behind it. Oh, you're
okay.
back.
I'm back.
Okay, okay, that was good. I wasn't sure if we were both missing or if just you were missing. I didn't know. So, but you were
that
talking. You were
that was
talking.
different. That was a different little trip there, but
Yeah, but
but
you were talking about putting the action behind the gratitude.
yes.
Yes, I love that. So continue with that.
And and to make the day even more special, because we traditionally, a lot in a lot of families, at a lot of tables, people talk about what they are thankful for, and actually to take it up another notch, why
Hmm.
don't we each commit to telling someone, either someone we're thankful for or someone we're thankful to, actually talking to them or sending them a message, reaching out to them to let them know. Even if it's, I'm just so thankful that you're here. If you have a great team that you work with, being able to say to them, I am thankful for each of you.
Yeah.
That will make someone's day even more special. Not just knowing that we're all thankful, but that someone is grateful for the work that we have done, or the things that we do to help other people. And it is important in life to know sometimes that someone sees you, that someone hears you, and
Hmm.
to be validated. Not that this is a day where we're looking for people to reach out to us and be grateful, but wouldn't it be grateful to offer that to someone else as an action, and be very intentional about that? And I believe, Laura, and how do you feel about this tulip? That when you do that, that opens up so much more. That opens up so much more. Opens up windows
Yeah.
for as you reach out, and you're opening that window to reach out. It leaves the window open for others to reach in as well, and it brings about other opportunity for you to help, to serve, and others will be grateful for that. Like I said, it's not a day that we look for people to come to us and say thank you, but it sure feels good when they do.
Yeah, of course. And I love putting action with gratitude, right?
Yeah.
So something I posted today was, as we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter the words, but to live by them.
Mm-hmm.
And that to me means exactly what you said, right? Putting action to gratitude. And so, yes, letting people know that you're grateful for them. Even the people that you're with today on Thanksgiving or every day, to let them know you're grateful for them, but to live in gratitude. And that's hard for a lot of people when life gets hard.
Mm-hmm.
When life gets hard, it's hard for a lot of people to be grateful. But that saying that there's always something to be grateful for is true. And when we shift, even during really hard times, into gratitude,
Yes.
it changes the hard times because
Yes.
our attention now goes from the struggle to what we're grateful for.
Mm-hmm.
And when we shift our attention to that, more comes into our life to be grateful for. But it's hard to do when life is hard. And I
Yes, it
know
is.
I've been in times where life was
Mm-hmm.
hard
Mm-hmm.
and I've given into the hard part of it. I've given into it. I lived in it. I lived in the hard part. And it was putting me in a hole.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was able to learn how to shift it, and when I saw where these thoughts were putting me, and I started to focus on gratitude, on the people and things that I was grateful for, even in times of difficulty,
Mm-hmm.
everything changed.
Oh, yes.
Everything changed.
Yes.
The power of gratitude, and we talk about it all the time, but putting action to it, not just saying you're grateful, but shifting your thoughts, journaling, Rhea,
Mm-hmm.
about
Yes. Yes.
your
Yes. Yes. Where's my journal?
put your focus on
Well, I
that.
have a stand-in journal right now. We'll just use this little book as a stand-in journal. But oh, here's a
Yeah,
journal. Yes, the power of the journal. It is real. It's real.
right. It's a way to put action to gratitude by
Mm-hmm.
writing every day what you're grateful for today. And it's not always going to be a big thing. Honestly, I'm grateful every morning for like my special cup of tea.
Yeah.
Whatever it might be, what flavor am I going to have, the way it smells. It's gratitude is not always about big things.
And,
I mean, it's
and
sometimes,
sometimes, and it's those little things compounded. It's that make a difference. When you just take a little thing and a little thing and a little
yes,
thing and a little thing, eventually you get a big thing. And
yes,
I love that. It is. I'm grateful for this wonderful cup of tea.
yeah,
And you know what that does, Laura, for me sometimes saying something small like that, I can think of there are people who can't say that.
mm,
I'm grateful for how wonderful the kitchen smells when when we cook at this time of year, this day. And but there are people who don't have a sense of smell. I am grateful that I have this wonderful tea and I can sit with my daughter and we can have a cup of tea. There are people
yes,
who don't have a good relationship with with one of their children and can even do that. But
yes,
it's those little things are important. Don't discount them.
yes.
Don't discount even the smallest thing.
And it's hard in times of struggle. Here's
Yes.
an example. Here's a personal example right now today. Um, we were supposed to all come here to my daughter's for Thanksgiving,
Mm-hmm.
but my middle son, he had work over the weekend, and this is a really long drive for him.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of at the last minute, he was stressing over making the drive and getting here and getting back in time for work and everything else that he has going on. And so it's not worth stressing over, right? So he's not here with us today.
Mm-hmm.
Now that to me, of course, it's, you want everybody here, right?
Right.
But my focus is that he's where he is. He's not stressed about having
Mm-hmm.
to make that long drive and getting back in time for work, that he's healthy, that
Mm-hmm.
he's in our lives, that he's making good choices in his life. And that is my focus today.
Yes.
It's not that he's not here, it's that he's happy and he's not as stressed. And to me, that's what matters, right? So I could focus on the fact that we're all here except him and how I want him here and I want and I want and I want,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So
Mm-hmm.
we get to choose what we focus on in every situation, every
Yes.
situation. And there are times we can't control the situation.
And there are times we focus on what we don't have,
Yes,
and to the exclusion of being grateful for what we do have.
yes.
So you have one son who's very responsible, who's not going to be able to be with you today, and I'm sure he's going to find somewhere that he can be.
Hmm.
But you're still able to focus on having a wonderful day with the two children you're with.
Yes.
And
And
you know,
holding him
yes,
also with us in my heart, and
yes,
like in spirit, I know he's here and I know he wants to be here,
yes.
right?
And there are people who would get so who would be so focused on what they don't have, that the one son's missing, that they would ruin the day of the other kids who were there.
Exactly.
So, and you know, and turn that potential wonderful memory into something negative. So, and what we and our gratitude, that just goes to show that our gratitude has an impact on others too.
100%.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
100%. And we get that choice on what we focus on.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right, Rhea, there are people that, because it could be addicting to get angry. It could
Mm-hmm.
be addicting, right? Those hormones released when we're angry give us a lot of adrenaline, and adrenaline can be addictive. But make the choice to stop and think about what you want to think about. How do you want this day to go? How do you want to show up in life, right? Because you get that choice. And what we focus on expands, it magnifies, it grows, it gets bigger, we
Mm-hmm.
attract more of it into our life. So I'm going to focus on the love part because I want more love in my life all the time, right? So we get those choices and we can't forget that.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
And so on this Thanksgiving, I am thankful for so many things. Oh my goodness, I get to do work every day that I love. I get to help people every day, both, in crisis and outside of that, in the leadership work and the life coaching work. I get to work with people like you, and we have plans for our tune in. And the day we met, Rhea, was, I had no idea where it was going to lead us.
Oh no, I had absolutely none. Absolutely no idea. Now, one thing I do want us to do is we even have someone who's joining us from Europe
Oh, yeah, you
on
can go to
this
comments.
call today, Jerry. And
Jerry?
uh-huh. It's Njeri, Jerry.
Oh, yes. Oh, Jerry. We met
We met
Jerry
her
in
in
Orlando.
Orlando.
Yes.
Yes. Who
Oh,
has since and she's since had another baby.
yes.
So she
Oh,
has two little ones now.
oh my goodness. Oh, let's go to comments and see her.
Yes.
Um, so Allie's here.
Hi,
Amy,
Allie.
grateful for you too. Well, we're grateful for you, Amy. Amy's an amazing person who has really, through focusing on gratitude, she's inspired, oh my God, I mean, countless amounts of people. She's wonderful, amazing. I love you, Amy. Okay, so Allie told me you were gone. And here's Jerry. Um, Nice to see you both.
It is I am so thrilled.
Yeah.
And you know what? We did this last year on Thanksgiving morning.
Yes, we
So
did.
I think this is our tradition. But
Yes.
usually there's a big enough time difference where she's not able to join us because she's in, I think, Geneva, I believe it is. And so there's, the big time difference here. But we're so happy to see you.
Yes.
And we're happy to share this time with everyone. And thank you for taking the time out, because we know that there are a lot of things that have to happen today,
Yes.
and and getting ready. But we just want you all to get through the day with the joy that the joy of being grateful, the joy of being thankful, thanking others, being thankful for others. I love this day. This is my favorite holiday,
Yeah.
and partly because I like to cook, and I love that smell when everything's come together. It just smells like Thanksgiving. And I love that this is, within the United States, a fairly universal day. It doesn't matter what your religion is, what your nationality is, what your culture happens to be. If you celebrate holidays, there are some people who don't celebrate any holidays, but if you celebrate, everyone puts their own little mark on this holiday,
Yeah.
and I love that, and it's so exciting.
Yeah,
And it
definitely.
was good food, so looking forward to that too.
So Sylvia was helping me out. So Sylvia and Allie, thank you, letting me know that, yeah,
Yes.
because I wasn't sure. Sometimes on this broadcast, you're not sure if you go away or who goes away. Um, so Allie says, my phone shut off the video and I lost my comment. Okay. She says, sometimes circumstances try to block my gratitude, and then my pastor or you ladies say something, perspective switch happens and my joy overflows. I have so much to be thankful for today and every day. Mm,
Mm, mm-hmm,
wow. Isn't that true though? That sometimes things shift and we don't realize it's even happening,
mm-hmm.
right? But here's the greatest part of that comment, Allie, is you knew it was happening and you were able to shift it back, even if it was through the help of somebody else.
Right,
You
right.
you're able to shift it back. That's the piece. That's the missing piece.
Well, and we have to understand the control that we do have too, the power in a situation like that, because there can be we've all been in situations where it's dark and you just can't see your way through it at the time. It's like being in a thick fog because you can't cut through it.
Yeah,
But that situation doesn't control us to the point where we are not able to somehow dig deep enough and come up with something for which we're grateful. Even in, I would say, even in our worst moments, if we have our faculties about us. I mean, there are situations. Okay, if you're comatose, okay, I get it. Okay, I understand that argument. But and I hope none of us ever get to a point in life where it becomes that dark. That's my prayer. That none of us experience something that's that dark that we can't come up with one single thing for which we are grateful. But but it's something that we can continue to practice, and it becomes easier as things do become more difficult. And in a situation, someone hit our car the other day. This is a real life thing. Someone hit
yeah.
our car the other day.
Uh-huh.
And uh and even before my husband and I got out of the car, I said to him and to myself, take a second, breathe before you get out, breathe.
Hmm.
And for me, I said, and thank God that this was not worse than it was. So and it turned out not to be, I mean, it's inconvenient,
Right.
but it could have been worse. It
Right.
could have been worse. So
Oh,
for that, absolutely, I'm
you
grateful.
came out of it alive, and the other person, I'm assuming, did as well.
Yes, yes,
So that
it's
alone,
yes,
that alone, before you go anywhere else, that alone is something to be grateful for.
yes,
Right. But again, people's thoughts don't always go to the grateful part of things.
mm-hmm.
Lots of stuff happened in my life that I could have focused on and it would have put me in a completely different
Oh
place.
yes, oh
So
yes,
believe us when we tell you what you focus on expands, it gets bigger, and more of it is brought to you. So be so careful in what you think about. And
mm-hmm.
and when we think about Thanksgiving, Rhea, and you think about like the first American Thanksgiving, going back to the roots of Thanksgiving, the Native Americans had that first Thanksgiving dinner in a time where there was death and disease and terrible things and bad feelings,
Mm-hmm.
and they were able to sit down, and that was how Thanksgiving started.
Well, I have to say, I'm not sure anymore what the story is on the first Thanksgiving, and I really want to believe it was exactly that, that it was an act of peace in the midst of a very difficult time, as we know that times were very, very difficult then.
Yeah.
And the relationship between the settlers and the indigenous Americans were not as nice as some of our history books tell us, but we know that there was an origin, and at some point, someone said we need to take time and be thankful and be truly thankful. Now, I believe Thanksgiving is every day.
Mm-hmm.
It's every day. The act of giving thanks, the act of
Mm-hmm.
celebrating, the act of giving thanks is once a year. But you can be thankful every single day, and I believe for myself, I absolutely should be, and for good reason.
Yes, and you know what? I don't know what happened after that Thanksgiving that they
Hmm.
sat down to, have this time together. I don't know what happened after that, but I know that there was that time,
Hmm.
right? And if it went out of their thoughts because people got angry or weren't treated fairly, and there wasn't a lot of great things that were going on then. But there was a time that even in the midst of all of that, people did sit down together. And if that focus stayed that way, everything else would have been different. Well,
Hmm.
I believe it would have been different
Hmm.
because I think that we focus on gratitude during certain times, and then when things get hard, we don't,
Hmm.
right? But like you said, I mean, I've learned and you've learned to make Thanksgiving every day.
Yes.
And so if we were all able to do that, I think the world would be different.
Oh,
I think
absolutely.
kindness would prevail. I think
Absolutely.
people would be happier,
Hmm.
living fuller lives and giving to each other. I think there would be nobody that would feel undervalued or
Hmm.
worthless or hopeless. And to me, that's a wish I have every night in my prayers.
So I think our message for everyone is just to suggest that we should all live in the spirit of Thanksgiving on a daily basis. Let this energy, let this joy, let this wonderful feeling continue. Now, I'll say I am not cooking like this every day, but let the wonderful energy and that sense of being with family and being happy to see your family or family. I just the phone rang and it was just someone from my family calling. So you're reaching out to family more often. Let the spirit of Thanksgiving continue as we continue to live in gratitude. I think that is really so important.
And sometimes, friends or family, right? Sometimes friends are family.
Hmm.
So they're included in that too. And maybe there's somebody in your family or a friend that you haven't talked to in a long time. Maybe there was a falling out or somebody's
Yes,
feelings were
absolutely.
hurt or, we got caught up in the hurt. And so today, on this day, we want to also remind you that it might be a good time to reach out to that person. It
Yeah.
might be the day that you focus on gratitude, that you are reminded that whatever it was that happened in the scheme of gratitude and living a thankful life,
Hmm.
maybe you can get past that now.
Yeah.
Because I know gratitude helped me to get past a lot of things
Yeah.
in my life.
Gratitude can lead to reconciliation. It
Yeah,
can be. Well, gratitude plus forgiveness can
yeah.
lead to reconciliation.
And forgiveness
And,
without gratitude is hard sometimes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We could have a whole other discussion about forgiveness. I think we should.
Well, we'll put that on the list
We'll
of
do that
our
before Christmas.
yeah, yeah. But let this gratitude of today permeate and just fill you. And because tomorrow's not today, don't don't let it matter. Let every day be Thanksgiving.
That's
Wake up
right.
every day and say, Happy Thanksgiving, Do
That's
whatever
right.
you have to do to be in that energy. But feel it today when you are with people, when you are outside. It's a beautiful, bright, sunny day here. When you see a bird, when you any little thing, just let it settle in your heart And if there's somebody that isn't in your life anymore because of something that might have happened years ago,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Pray for them, call them, send them a note, a card, and maybe through gratitude you can forgive.
Yes. And even if it's just someone you haven't thought of in a while, make their day.
Yeah.
Make their day and reach out.
Or like you said before, somebody that you're grateful for that you didn't tell them.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe today could be the day
Yes.
that you let them know that.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I do. I let people know as much as possible, what they do and give to me in my life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, and of course for you, Rhea, I mean that I get to be with you doing the work that we do together is
Oh,
such
for that. I'm
every day, every
really grateful. I could not have planned any of this. Could
I
not
love
have.
you.
Yeah, beyond my imagination. Now I have to say, the half hour has expired, and it is time for us to. I know that there are others who we have all have other things to do
Yes.
today, but I am so glad and thankful for everyone for taking the time. Both Laura and I are thankful to each of you for taking the time, not only because we know this is not Tuesday, but not only on Tuesdays, but on this special Thursday, special Thanksgiving
Yeah.
edition of Tune In Tuesday. We thank you for joining us.
And I'm especially thankful for this group that is created through our Tune In Tuesday. These,
Yes.
these are people that can think at a higher level, that know that there's more, and
Mm-hmm.
that want to bring the goodness to themselves as well as to everybody around them, because that's what happens, right?
Yes.
When
Yes.
we can live a ridiculously amazing life, everyone around us can. So just some thank yous, comments to Leslie and Shannon, and Allie and Sylvia. Wait, Sylvia says, my entire immediate family is back in Brazil. And now I have my husband's family and new friends that I've developed along the years. I am grateful my family is
Mm-hmm.
doing well back home and that I have a new family here. Yeah, see, that's what we were talking about before. So we could focus on the fact that my whole family is not here, or we can focus on the fact that we have new people in our lives and that they're doing well
Yes.
where they are.
Grateful for them.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Sylvia, for sharing that. And that's
Mm-hmm.
exactly what we were talking about before. So we are so grateful for you. We thank you for tuning in every week. And those of you that are tuning in today and don't know what we do every week, it's typically on Tuesday, but every Tuesday we bring people together for 30 minutes to focus on you, to tune into yourself so that you can live a more thoughtful, more intentional, happier life. And our tagline is that it's ridiculously amazing.
A ridiculously amazing life. And you can find us in our Tune In Tuesday with Laura and Rhea group on Facebook. You can also find postings. We're starting to post the older videos. We've been doing this for almost 2 years.
Yeah.
So we're posting our older videos also on YouTube. So subscribe and click the little bell, but you find us each week here on Facebook Live, and we are so happy to be here. And we love doing this. So,
Yes, we do. Oh, and oh my goodness. And Christine, Christine is somebody who's always in our group. So happy Thanksgiving, Christine. And what does she say? She's so funny. I'm always grateful. Today, I'm most grateful I didn't hurt my grown kids when they came in at 4 a.m. thinking they were still.
well, we're grateful you didn't hurt them either, but we understand.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Okay, so much love to
Okay.
everyone. Love to you, Rhea. You're
Yes. Love
so
you. Love
important in
you.
my life.
All right, everyone. Thank you. Have a wonderful
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Enjoy
All
everyone around you with love.
right. Bye.